So not only can we approach this to do some human characters, we could also do this for some animal type creatures. So let's just draw a bunch of blobby shapes just down here. And this, you might consider this as part of your exercises too, is just like, just draw a bunch of shapes. And these are like compound shapes, right? Like one shape and another shape, right? And so maybe last is, let's just make this thing more of a square since I've been doing a lot of rounds over there, and then maybe some rounds here. Let's see, something like that. Okay. Whoa, it actually soaked through. That's amazing. Because usually this sketchbook has been like a really good sketchbook in that most of the time my stuff doesn't soak through, but Copics do soak through.
Yeah.
So watch out for that.
Because you found a fault in your sketchbook.
Yeah. But you could see that when I drew the samurai and I just used the water brush on it, it didn't go through. That's amazing, right? So in any case, okay, back to the demo. so I could just, from here, maybe sketched out some. This thing.
It's also like really effed up Pokemon.
You're right. I can't do the nice ones. I can just do the sort of Despicable Me minion type ones, right? You can see this guy going banana. Here.
I know, I'm
Here.
gonna draw a banana now.
3 eyes. 3 eyes. What? I'm being too creative.
He looks like a level 1 enemy for like a JRPG.
It looks like that mushroom from what is that? Mario Brothers?
The Goombas.
Like the mutant.
So right now, I'm not going to be judging you guys on anatomy or proportion and all that kind of stuff quite yet. This is just a starter. I just wanted you guys to get ideas out there, right? I want you guys to come up with characters for, whatever it is you want to do. Like, think of it like, what if you were designing something for a game? What if you were designing something for a movie, a comic, whatever it is that you want to work on. Rarely do I ever get to just work on something that I want to work on. It's usually once you become a professional, artist, you're working for other people, right? And so there's kind of a luxury in that, and I would say take advantage of it and appreciate it while you can. Do something about that, and have fun. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe this is like a little mini gorilla shape or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't like that guy as much. Maybe if he had bigger eyes, though, that might be better. Like that. Okay. What I notice is the more simplified I make these, the sort of easier and better they look when it comes to these type of creatures. Sort of cutesy type characters, right? Like I'm thinking about this as maybe some sort of a rock creature, perhaps.
It's got those little gold
Right. Not sure what those are for.
Their twigs.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could be like a little branch growing out of this guy. Not sure. Sure. It's kind of funny. We all have like
different perspectives.
yeah, and also we're able to see animals in clouds and any random shapes and stuff like that. And so as long as you put like two eyes on something, if you bought like those googly eye stickers, you could just like stick that on anything and turn that thing into a character, right? It's kind of funny that way. Like if I took this water bottle, for example, and just kind of like did this. I used to say that that Pixar could turn anything into a compelling story with compelling characters.
And then you
Yeah.
have a good dinosaur.
Right, and then not. But like when they were doing like Toy Story and stuff like that, I was like, oh my goodness, they can do anything right. And I was thinking like they can make like thumbtacks really cool too. Like it could be a thumbtack that Oh, how about that? It's a soda bottle that's belching. And then you come back later, and then you can actually fill this in. Right. Some water. That kind of thing. So I like to see you guys for your homework to do, 10 creature designs or character designs, and let's just have fun with it for now. If you want to, here's a little key thing for all you guys. If you want to write up like a little one-sentence description of each, I think that helps you know, helps you solidify like what this thing is, and then you could kind of start judging it to see like, hey, am I actually communicating the right type of thing when I'm sketching this thing, you know? And don't limit yourself down to 10. Do 20. Do as many as you want, you know? But, you know, I'll set them, you know, a minimum of 10 for now, you know? And just start drawing out. It could be like this. It could be, you know, a full-fledged character, whatever it is that you want to learn. And it doesn't matter if it looks good right now, you know? You know, basically, it just needs to be something that you want to figure out how to do, and then I can help you get there, you know. But try to attempt something that's hard. Try to attempt something that you know, but it's something that you want to do, you know. You know, whether it be like a creature like this, and it's like as long as it's something you want to do, you know, or you could even do like a character like a human character if you wanted to. Like here's a guy that's kind of built on a square, right? Like I had this guy, he's kind of like a bottle, but what if this was a person, right? And let's say if that was like his proportions, right? He's got a bit of that Mr. Incredible vibe to him in that he's just this gigantic dude. Maybe this part scallops in a little bit so that it gives room for the arms. What's cool is when I use this water brush down, you can't see my messiness on my line work as much, right? You could just kind of blocks in the shape and go, yeah, I always meant it to be like this. There's some other tricks I could show you guys as far as when it comes to line work here. So if you take like a very thin pen and then you have a very thick pen, then you can actually hide a lot of your bad line work, right? With the thick pen. What do you mean by that? Well, let's say if I started off drawing something like, you know, I don't know, somebody give me a topic. You had that snow leopard thing, and I don't know what to do with it, Jesse. I don't know what to do with the snow leopard.
Fanny Fox
You
Ninja.
could be like a wizard or something.
Okay, let's try it.
I don't know.
Oh, darn it, this has no. Oh, that's true.
The way it's snarling.
Right.
Is any of this helping?
Let me try something real quick. Here, I'll start off then with this.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just looking for simple shapes, right? He's like a wizard.
Wizards, yeah. You know,
That's
like
a tough
wizards, they know how to fight, they know how to do magic. They say,
Mhm.
"He's a wizard." I
Mhm.
just like that character.
Angle, it looks like a butter, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, he does. I
We should
think
make
I.
it a detective.
You want some real sweet guys
Yeah.
that sage, you know? I don't know.
Well, the the thing for a wizard would be, of course, a big hat of some sort.
Mickey Mouse.
It's cat folk, and they're mostly for robes
Mm.
or anything sweet and weird. They're good fighters too, they're great for
Can you do
leading
that?
robes. I have like that whole monster
Hmm.
animal thing on Wikipedia. That's what base a lot of my characters. It's like, oh, the big boulder, and then they're gonna like, which is like a giant eyeball monster. And then make characters like oh, a bunch of eyeballs.
So I'm drawing this kind of messy right now. But the good part about it is you can actually start it off kind of scruffy like this, right? And then you can use a thicker line pen and really work it out afterwards.
Would you like a staff and a bird name?
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. And because I'm messy, I'm not necessarily locked down. So then you can come in later with something more like a brush pen or something like this, which is much thicker in line weight. Maybe the brush is too thick, actually. Let me get something that's a little thicker and not so committal. If you have like something with the slightly thicker line, you can emphasize the lines that you do want.
She looks awesome.
This is snow leopard guy. It's kind of scrappy. It looks more like an alley cat or a bobcat or something.
Lower jaw.
You could play around with it. Yeah, maybe his mouth is open. Decide on that now. But what I wanted to get across was the value of starting off with something that's a pen that's a thinner line, and then ending it up with something that's a thicker line. And you could use the thicker line to kind of cover up the mistakes of the thinner line. And this is all fine and dandy for your sketchbook. It's not necessarily portfolio material or anything like that yet. It's just kind of getting an idea down when you have it. Like, have you ever had that situation where it's like you had a dream and then you woke up and you wanted to maybe remember your dream?
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like slipping away from you as you're trying to write it down and stuff like that, and you're just like, I'm not remembering it like I did like just 1 minute ago. And sometimes when you're drawing, it feels like that. Like, oh man, I had this really great idea for a drawing, and then as I'm drawing it, I'm kind of losing that idea. Well, think if you took a long time to get your idea down, maybe you'll lose it quicker, right? You'll lose that idea a lot easier, a lot faster. So there's value in just getting your idea down as quickly as possible before you kind of lose inspiration for it, I guess, is my point.
That's how I feel sometimes.
Yeah.
I totally feel like that. I'm like, man, I had a great idea the other day, and I just
So the other key on that aspect is if you had a sketchbook with you at all times and some drawing materials.
like it's hot.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's kind of what I would think about. And then here's the other aspect is now I could just put in some of this tone and emphasize the parts that I want to emphasize.
Is there a certain like aspect that you, like a certain direction that you look at when the light hits it, like light and shadow?
I generally try to go like top left or top right. Some not directly down, but just kind of somewhere up top. That's my default, but I don't know, like right here, for example, this thing could be emitting light instead of it just being smoky. It could be emitting light, but then you'd have to plan that out ahead of time. I don't know. That's just one quick sketch, and it's just an idea. You know, you could refine it later and all that kind of stuff. But right now, we're sort of in a brainstorming phase of things, and I just wanted you guys to like think about archetypes, like recognizable characters. Think about shapes, simple, shapes, recognizable shapes, and maybe not get too bogged down in details necessarily. Just like get that idea down, scribble it down. We'll figure out how to refine it later. We'll figure out the anatomy and all that kind of stuff as we go through the class. But as many ideas as you guys can put down right now, the more I can like help you guys later on, that kind of thing. Okay. So when you guys turn in your homework assignments next week, I'm going to be able to like go in and go like, well, which one do you like? And then which one, should I kind of riff off of and stuff like that. So in any case, there's a quick sketch demo right there.